Alright, just an update, guys. So I decided, like I said, to replace pretty much all the coolant hoses on this van. One of the big weak points you have is this unit right here. This is what I like to call a coolant distributor, and it's on the 2.1s. 1.9s you do not have it, so don't ask me questions about why I can't find this if I have a 1.9, because you don't have it. 2.1s, you have this unit. It's normally hiding right here behind the firewall in this area, okay, and usually all you see is this little nipple thing sticking out and this other one down here sticking out. The problem you have with this unit a lot of times are these plugs. Okay, so when they made the unit, they had put this L shape on this one. Some of them just have an I shape and just has like one plug on the top. The later ones, I think 88 and later, they had two. They have a plug up here and a plug here. And this unit, I believe, is original. It's got the Volkswagen logo on it and everything. So it's probably original. And it looks great. But the problem you have is these plugs. So they actually are a plug and they have an O-ring. And then it's kind of like, seems like it's super glued or maybe some kind of PVC glue or something. And over time it will break down and then the plug will shoot out, either most of the time the side here or the top. And you can see, I mean, how big of an opening this is. It's about, I don't know, 1.5 inches. And when that plug comes out, your coolant will come out very quickly. You'll lose all your engine coolant in probably less than 2 minutes of driving down the road. So when you're doing these kind of repairs, again, you would want to replace it with a new unit. I have a new unit right here. We're ready to put back in. New hose also. So again, this hose here that's on this unit goes across, okay, behind the firewall. You can't normally see it, okay. It does go above the transmission. So a lot of times this one is starting to swell here on the end. A lot of times you'll feel it right here. It'll be very oily and spongy. This one isn't quite that bad, but again, this hose would be something you would want to replace. Installing it is kind of a super pain in the butt because when you get behind the firewall there, you'll see what I mean. You're looking at, it's going over top of some wiring and some hoses and stuff here. There's a little clip thing that holds it up here. So the best way to install it, I found, is to actually kind of like take the old one out, okay, set it on your bench, have your new one, and just orient the hose exactly the same way as the old one, okay. And then when you go to put it up, you can thread the hose, this hose right here, above the other things that you want. You've already got your clamp on here. It makes it a lot easier. If you're using a spring clamp, you're done. It's ready to go. If you're using a band clamp that you're tightening, it's done. If you try to do this when you put this plastic thing in first, and you try to do it in the car, there's not a lot of room to get to this one junction right here, pushing this hose on. You're reaching way up under there, above your head, and it is just a massive pain. So I would highly recommend doing this off of the vehicle, since you're replacing this coolant distributor anyway, and it will save you a lot of time, heartache, swear words, curse words. But I would definitely recommend replacing this. If you're going to replace your thermostat housing, replace this piece as well. Inspect your coolant tank. Make sure that looks good and that's not yellow and super old and yellow. You can see this one, it's starting to turn yellow a little bit, but I think it's still fine. I'm going to go ahead and reuse it. A lot of times you'll see cracks like right in this area. They'll crack if it's going bad. This one looks good, so I'm going to go ahead and reuse that. I wasn't getting any leaks from the tank either earlier. So I've got my thermostat housing back on, installed. I put new hoses on here, goes to the back, another new hose here. I've got a new hose over for that too on that top side. We've got, this is a new hose. Everything on the water pump is new. Of course, our metal pipe, which is how this whole thing started. This hose here is new. So I think we're about done on the cooling system. You know, after we get this all said and done, my next thing would be to replace the fuel lines because they look original. Okay, but we'll tackle that. We've actually tackled that on another video, but I might, you know, just go over it a little bit again with on this for you guys. So that's it for the moment, guys. Please like, share, subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next video.